What is good, you guys? What is good, you guys? Welcome back to another Invincible Guardians of the Globe video. And today, this is going to be a fan fiction video in a way. We're going to be over talking some ideas and things we would love to see come to the game. I am actually in the presence of Bane, Rapid, and Alexander, three of some really good Invincible creators that you guys may know here. We all hopped in a call. We're going to showcase some of our ideas that we want to see. Alexander does not have a microphone, so as you can tell, he's being a soundboard merchant. But what's good though, fellas? How you guys today?
What it do?
Yo, what's good, Paul?
Alexander, I swear to God, I'm gonna kill this kid. But all right, so we have some questions that we're gonna be going off of. I'm gonna go to the showcase here. I'm gonna let Alexander kick us off first, and then we're gonna hop over to my showcase, and then Bane and Rapid will give their inputs on what they would like to see. But enjoy this real fast.
Introduction. I'm Alexander Guzman. I'm just some random guy who likes playing GTG. I don't really do much for the community, and I somehow forget to record every time something cool happens, which explains why I barely have any gameplay videos. I'm moderator, community manager, support agent, and good friends with Kingsley and Golden. Other than that, I'm pretty chill. I don't usually say anything wild unless I'm talking to my close friends or feeling a bit extra.
Okay, that was an introduction there.
Alexander, answer question 1. Hero rework.
His first
Hero reworks
question.
Cecil Stedman. They fumbled Cecil. I honestly think D.A. Sinclair should have been the one that summons Reaniman. He builds Reaniman for a living. That's his whole thing. Cecil should have just been a ranged attacker and should have summoned anyone that's Guardian of the Globe tag rather than Reaniman. That would have fit him way better instead of spawning Reaniman. Invincible give Mark a buff. I don't think he needs to be buffed every single patch update. However, they should consider updating him soon. Mark has improved in the show from fighting Conquest, and he hasn't gotten a buff ever since. I do think they need to make him a bit stronger, but other than that, he's okay.
Okay, I could agree with the Mark thing. I do think base Mark could use slight buff, and Cecil, that would be interesting if Cecil just summoned old Guardian of the Globe. Like, so how would that work? He would summon old Guardian of the Globe and new Guardian of the Globe, because that would be. Can you think of him summoning a Shapesmith? Like, are we serious? Like, that would be broken. I think that would be insane.
Alexander, question 2. A quality of life improvement feature like claim all button.
Fix autofill. Instead of throwing my 5 highest power heroes together and calling it a day, actually build me a team with synergy. If I'm feeling lazy, I want autofill to actually cook instead of burning the kitchen down.
That is an interesting idea, Alexander. That's an interesting idea. I think it would be a little tough to probably implicate that because it would have to have an AI system that would probably factor in the teams, but that's not a bad idea.
The images you're about to see are not real or part of the game Invincible GTG in any way, shape, or form. This is just to show our ideas with imaging to give it life and entertainment for video. Alexander, answer to question 3. Who does he want to see come to GTG?
Heroes I want for World Beyond Crad Easy Pick. Fan favorite. We also need more Viltrumite fodder because why not? He'd probably work really well with Lucan too. Vidor, same deal. More Viltrumites, more punching, more fun. He'd probably have some nice synergy with Thula, GDA Brit. This man refuses to stay down. His indestructibility could make for some really fun mechanics.
Yes.
Instead of dying, he could just walk off the battlefield, but based on July 23rd, it's pretty obvious who's being added. Criminal D.A. Sinclair could be a summoner that uses enemies' bodies to make them into an ally. Mr. Liu. Come on, he's literally a dragon. Need I say more? His animations alone would be worth adding him.
I agree. I agree with every pick there. You guys agree with those picks? I agree with every pick there. I would love every single character he just said.
Alexander answered to question 4 artifacts would like to see come to the game. All of Alex's picks are self-made inspired by show.
For the artifacts, I made my own instead of copying items from the show. I designed each one to be unique with the idea that the GDA created this technology. Since Guarding the Globe has its own story and lore separate from the show, they could easily introduce these artifacts into the game without it feeling out of place. Execution Protocol. When the hero damages an enemy below 12% HP, they deal an additional hit equal to 15% of the target's max HP. This effect cannot defeat bosses. Cooldown 10 seconds. Check Combat Reflex Chip. If the hero receives damage greater than 8% of their max HP in a single hit, they reduce that damage by 50% and increase their attack speed by 20% for 5 seconds. Cooldown 15 seconds. Reaniman Beacon. Every 18 seconds summons a Reaniman with 25% of the hero's attack, max HP, and defense for 10 seconds. Only one Reaniman may exist at a time. Coalition Bond. Bracelet. The ally with the lowest HP redirects 20% of the damage they receive to the hero. Damage redirected this way is reduced by 30%. Adaptive Countermeasure. When the hero is affected by stun, silence, fear, or confusion, the same effect is immediately applied to the attacker for 50% of its original duration. Cooldown 15 seconds. GDA Defibrillator. The first allied hero defeated each wave is revived with 20% of their max HP and becomes immune to damage for 2 seconds. This effect can only trigger once per wave. Neural Stabilizer. Positive effects applied by the hero last 25% longer. Scourge Virus. The hero deals 12% increased damage to enemies with the Viltrumite tag. Critical hits against Viltrumites reduce their healing received by 40% for 5 seconds. Status's research notes. All allies deal 6% increased damage to enemies with the Viltrumite tag. Whenever a Viltrumite enemy uses their main ability, they lose 8 energy. Viltrumite Suppression Field. Every 20 seconds, all enemies with the Viltrumite tag have their attack reduced by 15% for 6 seconds.
A few Viltrumite counter artifacts. Hey, I'm all for it.
Reaction from BANE and
This is
Rapid.
custom ones that he made, and I actually kind
I
of
like
some of
that.
these. I actually like some of these designs.
That's tough. Are those the cups they put on? Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, damn. That's looking pretty good.
that's why I said these
Those are really good.
These are nice.
Yeah,
And then he redid the Scourge Riders because we all know it needs to be redone. That bro.
yeah, it does. Yeah.
And then this is status notes. I actually like this idea. All the things that he kept down. And then this one is just, this is some fucking
Straight up out of the Avengers.
Yeah,
Yes,
like
yeah.
that's my character that I would like to rework is Darkwing 2. I feel he has so much potential, but is absolute a joke in this game. Now, the way I would rework him, first things first, would be his main skill. As you see here, his main skill when he travels into the Shadowverse, he goes into the Shadowverse with the person that he is bringing there, and he stays in there with them for 3 seconds. The way I would fix that would be I would make it that he throws them into the Shadowverse by themselves. Like, so he brings them in there and leaves them there. And instead of the base being 3 seconds, the base would be 5 seconds. And then it will increase and max out at 7 seconds, because when you max out the skill, it goes to 5 seconds. And the reasoning why I would do it that way is because this means that he will travel into the portal twice every time he pops his ultimate, which will come into a big factor later in his build. Then here, his malfactor tag actually does, I will not lie, does trigger for pretty much majority of the criminal faction. But the only 2 people that aren't in this category is Volcanica and Dinosaurus. Funny enough, the 2 newest characters. Every other character in the criminal faction is triggered by this, so I feel like because of that reasoning, I would just simply change it to make it that any criminal with any person with the criminal tag, the criminal faction tag, triggers this instead of it being malfactor. That way he could still work against a Volcanica or a Dinosaurus, but I do understand, making him a little more acceptable. And then I would also throw a little unique skill on this skill here, that at level 3, his suit, because if you remember from the show, his suit has a built-in ectoskeleton, which is what allows him to have the strength to actually give himself the same edge going against superheroes that have super strength and all that stuff. He literally tells Market this in the first time they fight.
felt that. My predecessor developed this exoskeleton to help even the field against those like you.
So his suit would give him an attack boost based off of his attack stat by 3%. And this will scale up to, at level 10, it will reach a maximum of 10% of his attack stat will be given to him as extra damage. Like kind of like how Conquest gives himself extra damage based off of his defense stat. So I think that would be a cool way to add that for him. And then for these two here, when this skill is actually pretty good, I would just slightly boost it. Every time Darkwing travels into the Shadowverse, he heals himself for 15% of his max HP and gives himself a shield equal to 15% of his max HP for 7 seconds. Now, I would just slightly scale it up, making it that the base goes from 15 to 20. All right. And then it's the timer for the shield will go from 7 to 8 seconds to 7 to 10 seconds. And then the reason why this would be important is because this would mean that when he uses his main ability, because now he's going through the shadow twice, this would mean he's able to heal 40% of his max HP basically instantly at like within 21 seconds, and then 5 seconds after that. So within 28 seconds, he will basically be able to give himself 40% of his max HP back. Plus the fact that he'll be able to gain XP from also doing his third skill, which is a shadow punch that he teleports behind his enemy, and he does that one every 19 seconds. So this gives him the ability like to be like somewhat like Shapesmith, that he's constantly able to heal himself, and that's what makes Shapesmith the best GDA faction, in my opinion. Best GDA faction character. So this could actually turn Darkwing 2 into one of the best Earth Defender characters if he was able to get this type of rework. Then for the second question is quality of life changes. And for quality of life changes, I'm going to have to pull up over here real fast for you guys to see this. Now I don't know if you guys have this problem, but as you see here, I got tons and tons of resources. So many characters to go through. And this is a burden sometimes because, for example, let's say I want to build up Conquest, right? So I can come here and using the filtering system that I love that they added, I can filter it to give me only Conquest. I do Cecil Secret. I do, where is it? I'll do Viltrumite, Melee, Flying. And now all I should see is Conquest. Yep, that's all I see here. But now the catch is, you see I click auto rank up and it wants to use my Russ Livingstons. Now, what if I don't want to use my Russ Livingstons because I'm trying to build Russ Livingston? I want to build him to level 1000 for the future case file he might get. So for that reasoning, I don't want to use that. So what can I do? There's nothing I can do here. There's nothing I can do to stop that. And every time I click auto rank up, it's going to try to use those characters, which means I have to go back to the way it was before we got auto rank up, and I have to go do one Conquest, scroll down to the person that I want to use, click it, and then rank up. I feel that a simple change would be the same way that we have the filter here. Add the filter to the auto rank up where I can set who I would like to use as the food. Do that, no problem. But then when you get to here, as you see here, instead of it using these other characters, like instead of it using the duplicates to give me another Black Samson, it's using my Black Samsons to give me more Black Samsons. It makes no sense. So I think that's what I would do. For me personally, I would rework the ranking system. That's what I would want to rework for me. But yeah, you guys can tell me what you guys think about that one. And then, all right. And then for artifact idea, you guys might like this one. I have Hail Mary's Tentacle. The thing that Omni-Man said to Debbie that he would want to turn into some sushi. Now, I have the scaling all on screen if you guys want to read the scaling. I think it would be a really cool, unique artifact because I think this artifact would be fun. Would be kind of a little jokey joke for the fans and people that actually watch the show. And I think with all the steroids and things that Cecil jumped up into that freaking creature, this could be something that's really cool. I had it giving true damage as one of its abilities, attack boost, energy and physical defense boost, and healing recovery boost, and it scales up pretty decently all the way up to level 30. I think this artifact could be one of the best artifacts. Could it be scaled down maybe a little bit? Maybe I went overboard, probably. But once again, this is not an artifact that's coming to the game. It's just my thought process, what I would like. Same thing
That
with the
shit says
images.
Hail Mary testicles, bro.
I was bugging for a second. I thought it was
that's
maybe
because
tentacles.
Alexander here wants to keep trolling and editing stuff when I told him not to, but he wants to keep doing it. So
I was like, can I not read, bro?
yeah, it's supposed to be tentacle, but he wants to edit.
I had to
stuff.
take my glasses off a couple of times just to double check.
Yeah, I
that
did
saying
too.
the right
I was
thing.
like, hold on.
Yeah.
I like that though, because then when you said 2 damage, I was like, oh yeah, 1 for each ball.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh shit.
And then these would be my characters. So I definitely want to hear you guys' thoughts on my characters here.
All right, let me see it. Let me see it.
First character for World Beyond that I would love to see come to the game.
Come on. Ooh, yeah.
The Ragnars.
Yeah, that would be clean.
I need Ragnars in this game. I need them to be a Viltrumite counter. I need them to do some absolute damage. And I honestly think they could be a summon character. I'm not gonna lie.
I thought, yeah.
It would make sense to me that their ultimate. Listen, hear me out. I think they will be melee, obviously, but I think when they pop their ultimate, they summon 2 or maybe 3 other Ragnars with maybe 50%, 60% of his stats to fight alongside him.
50 or 60 would be wild.
You don't think 50? I feel like it would have to be something like that because the Ragnars fight in a group. They don't usually fight singly.
Yeah.
They
But
fight
if you've
together.
got multiple, maybe a quarter or something.
Yes. Okay, so maybe if it's 3 of them, maybe like 40%, 30 to 40%. Because you have to think Cecil's ability basically is the same. I mean, not Cecil, Multi-Paul. His clones have, I think his max clone potential is 40 to 50%. And he can make 4 copies of himself. So that's what I would try to base it off of. But I definitely would have them have a few Viltrumite synergies. Like when going against Viltrumite, they apply a bleed damage when basic attacks land, or when critical strikes land, they do some type of bleed damage, something like that. Because this would be insane. And the bleed damage could actually work alongside of someone like Anissa, because I know Bane loves his Anissa and he loves the new artifacts she got.
I sure do.
That bleed would work alongside with her ability. So
I always thought Space Racer was gonna be the one to summon the Ragnar.
Yeah, I expected that, especially
I
after
thought that would have been super cool.
Especially after
but
they gave him the totem. I thought that totem was gonna do it when I saw the totem.
I was like, okay, bet maybe it'll fix it, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Now this one is definitely a biased pick. I will not lie. My boy Calhor.
Oh,
I
like that.
That's a niche one. That's good.
I love Calhor. Don't you do that to me, Alexander. I love Calhor. Oh my god, I love Calhor. And I think it would be hilarious that when you make it and when he's in the game, if they ever add him, he would be able, like his main ability, he'll be able to like possess someone. So you're gonna lose the character from your team, but he's gonna take over one of their characters from the other team. And
that would be so dope,
he's
bro.
going to. I said it won't be. I don't think it should be like an insanely long time. I think it should be maybe like 5 to 7 seconds. But when he possesses them, he doubles their damage output. That would be like the crazy thing. Double their damage output. So think of him possessing.
Make sure it's only males that he can possess.
And yes.
I was gonna say maybe give him like a misogynist totem or something.
And then this is the thing. This will be the thing. He can only possess males unless there is no males on the other team. If there is no males on the other team, then he will settle for a woman. But when settling for a
He'll
woman,
settle.
when settling for a woman, he will only increase their attack power by 1.5 instead of 2%.
I really like that, dude.
And like I said, that's just like the main ability idea. I say he could have, and I would make him a support in my opinion, because I think he can give his like, he possesses one of his allies for a quick two, like kind of like how Green Ghost does. If she flies through her allies, he flies through his male allies, giving them a slight damage buff. Like it play into the joke that he is in the show. Like I think he would be an amazing character.
I think that would be pretty sick, especially with that whole possession ability.
Yeah,
Taking
bro.
over
Oh,
for like 5 to 7 seconds would be wild. It'd be like a confusion on steroids.
Yeah, can you
Yeah, for
imagine
real.
him taking your Thrag and doubling his damage?
Ooh, yeah.
He possesses your
You'd be
Thrag, it's
cooked.
already cracked, and then
Or
gets
taking
him
your
double.
conquest.
Or
Oof.
Oof. That would be
My
insane.
God.
Now, criminals, I think I'm gonna actually catch you guys off guard with criminals. I went with Slaying Mantis.
That is hilarious.
Wow.
I went with Slaying Mantis. He looks, I think it came out really good. He looks really good.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, Slaying Mantis to me is kind of the Iron Man criminal of the Invincible world in a way, other than Robot, I know people would say, but his suit, he's a human that relies on his suit to be able to do anything things he does. His suit gives him fast mobility, not like damn near human, unlike human strength, and then his Mantis blades are like freaking Wolverine claws. They can cut through damn near anything. So I'm like, I think he could be a cool, unique fighting style character with a lot of mobility and bleed damage and stuff like that. I think he would be really unique. And he does work into the order tag because he does work under the order under Machine Head. Because he was at the round table when they did the round table meeting, he was there. So I know that they can play that into a factor of it. So the order tag would be there. Maybe this could be someone that could be added to the Machine Head's kit that he can maybe summon another order member, so that way he's not as butt juice as he is. So I don't know. I think he looks amazing here, and I think I would actually like him. Once again, I say I'm all for the niche characters, and hey, I think he would be pretty fun. And then my last pick for a criminal.
Oh,
the Walking
I would
Dead.
really like that.
And
Yeah.
I personally would
freaky.
like this character. You said what?
he looks freaky as.
Yeah, he does.
I would love this character specifically if they made him able to absorb damage, like energy damage.
I was just thinking that.
And like you know how Komodo Dragon was immune to crits when they first released him?
Yup.
Make him like immune to energy attacks. Like energy attacks
Yup,
actually give him
Bitech
extra
jacket.
health.
Yup.
Give him extra health or extra damage. Like because you would nerf Universa. You would nerf
You would.
Howardplex. You would nerf any of the ranged characters that use like energy, like pure energy attack, like Space Racer or Tech Jacket, like he said. But you can also build it in that if he absorbs too much, like he did in
I
the
was
show,
just about to say that.
he absorbs too much like he did in the show, then he can combust, losing like 20-30% of his max HP, but releasing a massive damage wave. So it's like a good and bad thing in a way if he combusts. Pause.
That'd be dope. That was crazy fucking.
So
that was fucking wild. I was about to say, yeah, that'd be crazy if he does like a final AOE.
Like how Dom
has,
right?
Yup. That's exactly what I was going based off of. Like, and he can do it multiple times in a way because it only removes 30%. So if he overcharges multiple times, he can basically overcharge 3 times.
Nah, have it be a one and done, bro.
You think so? One and done?
Have it hit for like 45%, but have it be a one and done.
Okay.
Because if you keep having him come back, then I would just build a support that's just going to keep healing him. Yeah, that's crazy. That would really piss me off.
Just a nuke going off every 30 seconds.
Yes, bro. Every 15 seconds, this motherfucker's just blowing up.
But yeah, that would be my 2 picks. Very niche picks, I would say. Most people would say, but yes. Then Earth Defender, this one's going to be funny. This character is actually dead in the show. For people that have watched the show, the Hunk.
Oh, rest in peace, my brother.
The Hunk gave his life defending some children in the Invincible War. He saved two. I don't know if you guys remember the scene. I remember it. He saved 2 buses filled with kids and adults, and then started fighting 2 different Mark variants. And he held them off. He actually held them off for quite a bit until they overpowered him and ripped him apart. He held them off for a little bit. Yeah. And
you can't be letting it happen.
And then, so like I said, out of tribute and memory to him, I think he would be a great tank. I don't know why we have him as attacker here, but he'd be a great tank addition to the Earth Defender category, especially the fact that we don't have many tanks for Earth Defenders. It's only Armored Adam Eve, I'm pretty sure.
Armored Eve, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's only her. So this would be at least giving us
a That it?
Yeah, she's the only one. So
get the fuck out of here.
I would love him being a tank for them. Plus, he is actually a human. Like, I don't know if you guys know that he actually doesn't have super strength. He has an unnatural. He's like Bane. He has an unnatural workout regimen that he just built so much power and durability that he is unhuman now. Like how Saitama is. I didn't even know that until I looked into it when I was doing the ideas for this. I looked into it. He actually doesn't have abilities. He has such a strict workout regimen. He works out so much that he made himself unhuman. Like,
that's hilarious. Awesome. I didn't realize Buddy was like that.
Yeah, I was like, that's so awesome. And then we got final character for me, and that would be GDA. And you mentioned him. Let's
get it.
Business baby. And I don't know why the AI put Swamp Man, but it's supposed to be Big Mildew. Big Mildew is somewhat like Swamp Man from DC, and Death. It would be the first duo character, and I think it would be awesome. Oh my god, it would be so cool. He has a mount.
Yeah, I really like that.
Now I said I don't know how I would. You guys can tell me what you think. I don't know if he should be support or a tank.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like if he's going to be getting both of them, a defender would be best.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I would want a duo tank. I was just thinking that shit. I'm tired of the summon supports. I want somebody else to start doing that.
So what I was thinking for him, the way he would work, he would basically not really do any attacks himself directly. He would basically like just be standing there, and Boss Baby would be like on his shoulders, like punching for him. And he would just like be holding. He'll be like trying to like hit the person or hold the person in place. Like you'll see the little baby hands over his shoulders and maybe his hands. But I was thinking the reason why I said support when he did it here was I was thinking if you know about DC and you ever seen Swamp Man, Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing. He's one with the green and he can heal his allies using the green.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking Big Mildew is somewhat like the same. He can take energy and life force directly from nature and people.
Ooh.
So I was thinking that's why I said support, because maybe he can steal life force from the enemies and give it to his allies. And then I was also thinking that he can use that same life force to supercharge Boss Baby and give him a little more strength. So I'm like, it could be a really cool, unique thing. And then I think his ultimate would be hilarious if he literally just hurls Boss Baby at the target. And Boss Baby just starts hitting him,
that would be funny.
Like a little Chucky doll on them, just hitting him repeatedly.
Like fucking South Park. Don't take the baby.
And then he comes back, and then comes back to him, like the tentacles come out and pull him back. Like, I think that would be really fun. I think he would be a really fun character. And sadly, Boss Baby is another tribute character, because Boss Baby is technically dead in the Invincible universe. In his fight with the Viltrumites, he was Big Mildew was knocked backwards, and he ended up landing on Boss Baby.
They said he was okay.
No, he was not. He was crushed.
They said he was.
They said he survived.
No, he did not. If you go read the,
yes, bro, they came back and he's okay.
No, he's not. I searched it up. He is dead. He is dead. Do you understand? Big Mildew. When I looked it up, Big Mildew is 2.9 tons.
Oh,
yeah. He's a heavy.
But he was at the funeral though.
Yeah, I don't know. They fucked up in the show.
He shook that shit off.
He fucked up in the show.
Nah, he thugged that out, bro. You know that guy's built different.
Yeah, Boss Baby.
He's a gangster.
And then
he had to straighten up this guy. He got right back to work.
I wrote a whole paragraph for Boss Baby, like, yo, 2-year-old baby got figured out more in his life than you as an adult. Like, baby, boss, baby's the boss. But yes, that would be my characters. And then for the last question, once again, this is not coming to the game. It's not guaranteed. But there is a little teaser that we got recently that made me think maybe this could be possible. So the first one I'm going to go with is this one right here. This is a mode. I know I talked about this with Alex. Alexander actually cooked this up. He cooked this image up and sent it to me and was like, I brought your idea to life. There's an idea that I've been saying for the longest that I want to come to the game, which is Sandbox. Sandbox is a mode that I thought about for not just creators, but for the regular casual player. This is a way, and I know Rap is going to love this, this is a way for people that are free to play or not free to play, whatever, to test your own characters, artifacts, totems, and everything. Skills, you get to test everything here before you have to actually invest into it. This would allow people to be able to test these things and learn what teams work, what teams don't work, build rare team comps, try out things, and learn the actual game and not have to only solely rely on the opinions of other people. You get to go in
without
there
taking a loss too.
And and big thing is without having to spend or lose out on your resources that you've been building for 3-4 months to just find out that the character you built was butt. Like people in my comments coming to my chat every day and tell me, "Oh, I built my battle beast to level 1,000. Is that good?" And I sit there with a Steve face, like, how do I?
I mean, he's still a case file character. Let's not disrespect Battle Beast.
You definitely, but when you telling me when you tell me you burnt Thrags and Conquests to build Battle Beast,
yeah, that's wild.
No. That's crazy.
I'm sitting there like my heart hurts right now because you don't understand the problem you did for yourself.
I swear to God.
So, like I said, I think this would be such a good event. And once again, you can do, as you see here, you can do commons, you can do rares, you can do whatever. You can build them up to whatever. You can take them up to, I think the max level, there is no max level. So I think the cap, they should do would be level 1,000 because you don't want to make it that they
like case file ready.
Yeah, you don't want to be able to take it that you can test level 2,000 and stuff. I understand that aspect.
Yeah, no need for that.
The same thing with like the freaking the artifacts. You can put the artifacts on, put them to whatever level maybe you have it at or whatever level you're trying to get it to. Same thing with the gear, same thing with the totem here. The scaling of the skills.
I really need them to do this, bro.
You can even do simulation speed. You can have it in real time, 2x speed, 4x speed, 8x speed, if you're just trying to see the stats at the end of the battle. And then this would be like how much it would cost you. This is also to tell you how much it would cost you to take a character from whatever level you're taking them from to maxing them out, everything like that. So I think this would be so
I need you to screen capture this, bro. And I know exactly who we can send this shit to.
I think this, like I said, I really do. This is an idea I've had for a minute, and I think this would be super duper fun. Thank you again, Alexander, for making the image.
Yeah, this is awesome.
This would be.
I think this was very well done.
Yes,
this looks good. And with the new UI that they did, oh my God, this would look crazy.
It would fit.
Yeah, it does
perfectly. And I'm like I said, I think this would be this would be a blessing to all creators and all players in general. Because creators will have infinite content. This is infinite content right here. I will do so many simulations of Thrag 5v5 versus Conquest 5v5, and we're gonna see who's really the best.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna see who's really the best. We're gonna test it out. Really who's really number one? So, like I said, I think that would be such a fun event.
Very
such
useful.
a fun feature.
If you were to go back onto it, I think actually it would be quite interesting if they introduced this as like a boot camp, kind of like those game modes you get on either like Call of Duty, where you until level 10 or whatever, you're able to access things like this and just get a taste of it. I feel like this is like everything you need to see. Again, you got your level, your equipment, your skills, etc. But if they had this in like a very minimalistic like UI with what they've just done now, you got the social hub, and I think that's like a perfect spot to introduce, some sort of sandbox simulation. I feel like out of all of the ideas, this one is like one of the most impressive because, like you said, we're going to be sat back running all these simulations, and I know there's a lot of people behind the scenes, especially some guys that know the devs who are trying to work with the API keys and all the data from the game and try to make their own. And the coding is such a hard thing, but having this in the game would be so much more beneficial. It would be great.
I fully agree. Because, like, for example, what we talked about earlier when I said, for me personally, this was something I said off camera, so you guys would hear this chat. But when I told them, I said, for me, the reason why I spend what I spend, because I'm not free to play, I don't like giving opinions on something that I don't have built. And this would allow it that people that don't spend on the game will be able to actually give a real live opinion on something that they actually tested and did testing on, because they don't have to do it the way I do it, that I have to spend, guarantee get the artifact, guarantee level it up, see it at its max potential, so I can tell you guys that I think it's worth it. And that's a big thing why I said I think this would be one of the best tools for creators as well, outside of just being a good tool for everyone. It would be any creator or any inspiring creator's best friend would be this be this thing right here.
I was gonna say this should be a tool that I know I want it for everybody. I don't want to gatekeep by any means.
Yeah.
But they definitely should push something like this for us first. And then a week before a character drops, they should give us access to it. Let us make the content, let us promote the character, let us really put it through the ringer. And then that way when the character event drops, we can go, hey, this is someone I dropped 30,000 gems on, dude.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Or this character sucks ass. You know what I mean? Whatever. Because we don't want to mislead people.
Yeah.
And if you want to show your community, like, we really are user friendly. So if you don't want this niche kind of cliche character, then that's okay. We'll have another one in a few weeks. You know, here are content creators, you know, bragging about this one, you know, or whatever.
And what I love about that idea too that you just said there would also be, it would allow us, first being like the first responders, to find the little bugs that we always find with the new characters. Like, oh, this character, this ability right here is a little broken, guys. This ability is just
this shit is bugged.
one-shotting, or this ability is not working the way it says it's supposed to. I think that would be perfect.
Yes, it really would, dude. We just need a little bit. If they don't want to give us a full character, I can understand that.
And for
but at least 2 days.
It's right there. Like, for anybody watching that needs to read it, it's right here. The whole description.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
And then the last
2-3 days with a character, that's all we need.
Yeah, facts. And the last idea that I got from me, once again, this is fan made. I have my theories that this might be coming live. I talked about this a year and like 8 months ago on stream. Boss fights or invasions. Now this was another image cooked up by Alexander, my boy. And bro, when I tell you,
so fucking sick, dude.
This
looks sick as hell.
And we have multiple invasions I told them to do. I said, do one with the Ragnars. This is the Ragnar invasion. The Ragnars are coming. They're coming on a
I want to put Thrag in there by himself. I'm not going to tell you why. But that would be sick.
Then I wanted to make this guy a character. I wanted to make this guy a character. Yes, I wanted to make him a character, but me and Alexander were looking up his stats and like his abilities and everything.
Dude, and yeah, there's no way.
He might be too broken. So he was like, maybe. Then Alexander said it. He was like, wait.
Oh, he's like above God. Like he's like universe level.
Yeah, he was like, what if we make him a god?
He's totally a different world.
Somebody that we do a boss raid on. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I like that. Dude, so we did it. And as you see here, once again, it would be a 20. The way I said it, though, I would like it to be designed. It would be a 24-hour GTA op. Now, like, hear me out. It would be 24 hours. You are losing whoever you're putting in here for 24 hours. They're gone for the day.
Yeah, that sucks.
It definitely sucks. But the reasoning why is these guys will be fighting this wave all day for you because of the fact that I would love this feature, if they do it, to have a leaderboard, to have a health bar, community health bar, and to give its own rewards from just doing the GTA mission, not only through the health bar. The health bar will give its own rewards based off of each goal you get. So if you guys get it to 10% health taken out, everybody in the community gets a reward. 20%, 30%, 40%, all the way down to 100 when you complete the wave. And then the rewards for just completing the mission for the 24 hours will be pink XP, blue XP, gold. You guys are going to like this one. Gems. Instead of character drops.
Baby, I like that.
I would like the idea of gem drops. Now, I'm not saying you guys got to throw a crazy amount of gems. I would say if the person's doing like 100,000 damage in their run, that will be like 10 gems. If they're doing 200,000, 20 gems, and it'll scale up. So if your team is able to produce, let's just say, freaking 100 million damage, you're probably going to generate a few hundred gems from it, like maybe 200, 300 gems. And I think you can put a cap. I will understand, and I will work with the devs. Put a cap of maybe 500 gems on the actual thing. Cap, so people like the Edward Kratos is out there, they don't just get infinity gems off of this. I understand.
I was
That.
literally thinking as you were explaining that shit, I was like, you know what's gonna suck? Being on a leaderboard with these freaking Krakens, bro. I was
Yeah, so
like,
like
Jesus
they can do
Christ.
their damage. They can do their damage, and that's the part of the leaderboard. The leaderboard would also give rewards. That's why I said this event would be such a reward giving event, which is why the 24-hour thing is the nerf of it. Because it's such a reward giving. You're getting rewards from the community. You're getting rewards from the community bar of the health bar. You're getting rewards from the event mission itself. You're getting rewards from the leaderboards. So yeah, it's a lot of rewards, and I think this event would last. I'm thinking either it can be a full 2-week event, kind of like how Alliance War is, that it's a 2-week thing, or a month thing, that it's a full month. It depends on how much we're giving these bosses, like how hard it's going to be to actually take on an invasion. So that's what I would think. I think this would be insane. Once again, there's so many you can do. You can do.
I really like this idea,
You
bro.
can do this one, the freaking Hail Mary. You can do.
I think the Hail Mary looks sick.
You can do Omnipotent in the
This one is
desert
good. I
fighting the
really like this
Omnipotent
one.
one. You can do the Ragnar invasion where all the Ragnars are coming and attacking the planet. There's other ones that we were talking about that we could have did here, which was going to be the other ones we were thinking of was a machine meltdown. Mauler twins are invading, and it was like millions of Mauler twins you were going against. It was robot invasion. I know we haven't reached that part in the story mode, but in the show, but robot invasion.
Ooh.
It's
yeah.
many robots coming.
Damn.
There was the Viltrumites are coming, and it was Thrag with his summons of Viltrumites. Like it was all we had so many different ideas because we were like, it can be anything you want. It could be multiverse invasion. Angstrom is invading with the Mark variants. Like it could.
I was
be,
just thinking
bro.
that.
It can be so many different invasions you can do. Like you can do simple ones. The GTA got turned evil. Like anything could be an invasion.
Oh,
and
that'd be a good one.
Like I said,
I like that one because you already got the evil Cecil in the game now.
Yeah, exactly, and that's my thing. Like,
yeah.
So, like I said, once again, for the people that need to read it, it's right there. Pause it, read it if you want to read it. That was definitely my showcase. Once again, these are not ideas that are guaranteed to come in the game. Nothing like that. This is all.
But they should.
Yeah, I would love it to. But this.
Yeah, hype yourself up. Alexander did great. You did great, bro. These are amazing concepts, bro.
And then, like I said, then we got these two. If they want to, you guys have any characters you guys would want to rework, you guys would want to see get buffed, you guys would want to see any type of changes, anybody you guys want.
So, Rapid, do you want to go first? Mine is like super quick, so I'll just let you.
Mine's pretty quick as well, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah. So, King, the first one was who do we want added, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Omni Bane's answers.
So, question 1 was reworking a reworked character, reworking an existing character that's underperforming or needs to be reworked.
A character that I want to see reworked would definitely be Cecil. I know you guys have hit on it before, but I think we're a little, we're further enough into the story to where he should not be summoning just regular Reaniman. I would love for them to kind of swap some things around and have him summon Reanimarks or reanimated marks. I think if they were to give just a Reaniman to anybody, it should obviously be a DA Sinclair. And I don't even really want him to be like a full-fledged character. To be completely honest, I feel like he should be some sort of like special totem or special item that maybe if you're just, and only in PvE, I'll put that out as well. I do not want DA Sinclair in freaking PvP summoning constantly. We got enough to deal with. But if you're playing the story or you're going through like some sort of op or something, and you can maybe like hit like a tab, you know, once you've built up meter, and then he just summons in like freaking 10 reanimate for you, and they're probably still useless, but you know, whatever. That's just something that I think would be super cool as far as reworking a character that already exists. I'm tired of them reworking Battle Beast. I'm tired of them reworking Kate Invincible. Like, it's not worth it. We're really wasting a lot of time and resources on characters that are just not in anybody's main team right now. So I think we should focus on the ones that are. And with the new edition that we're going to be getting, I think the GDA is really about to like surge on everybody's list. They're at least going to be like my third favorite team with this new edition. So
Okay. Second question: a quality of life change you would like for the game. So, for example, the claim all button, the thing I was talking about with the whole ranking system, the filtering system, all that, something like that.
yes, quality of life change that I would like would be for whenever I'm summoning for the game not to crash. No, let me stop. Quality of life change that I would really like, dude. I wish that I could trade with my friends a little bit more. I like
Oh
the
yes.
concept of what they were going for with, you know, having a friends list. It sucks, especially as a creator, that you can only have 30 friends, because
Yes.
unfortunately, like, you're gonna get a bunch of people that want to be on your, you
Yes.
know, they want to be your friend, they want to share those rewards with you, and that's super cool. I like what they're going for.
Yes.
I just wish that if I got a friend and I know who it is, like you, King, say you hit me up, you're freaking one copy of a duplicate away from being able to, you know, upgrade some character. I should be able to go into my game and be like, oh, dude, I got 15 of those. Here. Boop. Now, I think they should limit it to elite characters, because that would obviously be a problem. Because if you
Mm-hmm.
got a friend who's like a Kratos, or you got a friend
Yeah,
who's
they just throw you a level
dropping
1,000.
thousands
Yeah.
of dollars,
Yes.
yeah, that would be crazy. But
Or you could limit. You could
who
also limit the
cares? That would be so
trades. You
fun.
could also limit the trades. You could limit it to one trade a day, 2 trades a day type thing.
Yeah, I was going to say
Yeah.
put a time
Maybe you
frame
could
on
do
it.
elites, but it is the once a day, or something, you
Yeah.
know?
Like
That would be super cool,
you
dude.
can only make 3 trades a day. Like there's a lot of other mobile games that are like that. That it's like gifting, and you can like the same way we can only
Hmm.
gift one day. You can only make 1 or 2
Yep.
trades a day type thing or something like that. Like that makes sense to me. Yeah. And I would love that idea too. Definitely fully agree with you on the adding more friends. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I have 30 friends already. Alexander
Yeah.
yells at me every stream because people ask me, can they be on my friends list? And he's like, I'm not even on his friends list. Piss off. And my friend list got filled so fast. And then even my
Yeah,
reserve
buddy.
friend list is already filled. Like, I'm like, you can't even send me a friend request because I already have that
Yeah, it's
filled.
just freaking exactly, dude. It freaks out. It's pretty crazy.
Definitely. The next question would be an artifact or a totem that you would like to come to the game, and how would it be scaled?
Ooh, it'd be so broken. It, I'm the worst, because it would be abso-freaking-lutely busted, bro.
Unbiasedly.
I thought, and I'm a Viltrumite main. You guys know, if you
Yes.
know me, I
Yes.
love Viltrumites.
Yes.
I honestly thought if they were to do a Scourge Virus totem, it would have just been a killer. Everything needs to
Should
be
have been.
comic accurate. Like, I want, if you pull out a level 10 Scourge Virus totem and you're running it on your Thetis or whoever, and it goes off, it should, if not nuke. My bad. This dude's doing laps around me. He wants to show me how cool his bike is. But it would be so cool if it just completely just wiped out the entire battlefield. Now, do I want all my characters to die? No. But if they like fell down really quick and then they had like dampen, or they were weakened or something like that, that
Yes.
would be so fucking insane. The
So
now my Viltrumites that I got built up to level 2000, they're fighting you with half of their health. And I'm like, what happened? But you got the Scourge virus. You get what I'm saying? So that makes sense.
yes. So
I
that's
want
one thing I would say
totems and
too.
artifacts to truly be game changers. I don't want them to be pay to win
Pay to
or
win.
pay to play. That is the only thing I really would change. I think they're doing good with what they're introducing, We got a lot of characters that still need totems. So I know they're trying to get a lot of these newer guys because they're exciting, you know, and everything. Like when Thrag's totem came out, like right after he dropped, I was like, oh,
yeah.
I was like, oh
They
god, you know,
prioritized.
like
They
yeah, I was like,
prioritized.
damn, dude. Now, you know, we still got day one characters that don't have totems. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And I don't know what they're gonna even use for some of them, but you know, it's
So
gonna
I
be
would
super
say for
fun.
that idea, a good way to do that idea with the same imaging you have without completely making it overly kill, if you can make it that every 10 levels, because you know how it scales from levels. So at base level, it reduces Viltrumites, like I said earlier, it reduces Viltrumites maybe like defense or like you said, reduces their HP maybe by 30%, 20%, something like that at level 1, straight out the box. That's all it does though. Then at level 10, it gains its second ability where it reduces their attack speed, which I think these type of things need to be added. Reducing attack speed, reducing the movement speed, reducing the like stuff like that, reducing maybe Thrag's freaking dodge speed, like stuff like that would be awesome. The same
Don't
way I
you
think you
dare.
should be no, the same way I think you should be able to add up dodge. I think there should be totems or artifacts that give people the ability to dodge. I don't think it should be resistant
Okay.
only to Thrag. Retrospect, that's why he
Okay.
has it built into his kit. But I think other people should be able to dodge as well. So you
Well, they
could
got to
maybe
show
do
they got as
artifacts.
much honor as
Okay.
Thrag, though. You know, he's the only guy
Yeah,
who's
they
Yeah,
done that
don't,
out
bro.
in
yeah,
the show.
He's
that's
damn near
yes,
instant
yeah, that's
transmission,
but
bro.
that's
He's supposed to be weaving.
that's exactly why he has it in his kit. So I'm talking about I'm not talking about make it no artifact should have as much to maybe equal him. I don't think that. But you should be able to maybe get like a 6% off of an artifact. Like at a maxed out level of an artifact, you should be able to get like a 6%. That would be and once again, just a 6% could be a huge game changer for someone like a Blue Suit Mark. Someone
But
like
imagine stacking that again with Thrag.
oh my goodness.
That's what I'm saying.
That was
I,
but once
bro, you
again, it
wouldn't
makes
touch him.
sense. It makes sense though. It makes
Yeah,
sense.
comic accurate.
So that's why I was saying I
Exactly.
like
I
it.
guess.
And then like I said, you can also do it where it could lower their attack speed. We already know there's some characters that attack so slowly. So imagine them attacking even slower. We know so there's some characters that attack pretty fast and that's what makes them strong. You neutralize that for a little bit, might not make them as good. So that could be definitely something I could see what you do in that Scourge Fighters thing. That would be actually dope.
Luke.
Question number 4 would be who would you want to see hero wise come to the game? At least one character from each faction.
All right, let's get it.
Only
So,
using characters that have been shown in the show. Let me
yes,
put that
only
stipulation.
using characters, and that's the hardest part. Is because
Oh,
a lot of the
bro.
characters that they showed in the show already, one, everybody who's super hyped got added, and then you know the ones that are left, I'm kind of like, but I really want. I'll start with the criminal faction because for some reason I'm super hype about the criminals, and I'll give you two. Dude, I need Cyborg Angstrom. I
Oh,
really
yes.
want Cyborg Angstrom. I have been begging for this character for a hot minute. I don't want him to be an attacker. I don't want him to be a fucking support. I need him to be a tank. And I will tell you exactly why my Cyborg Angstrom would be a tank because he would use the drones to displace characters that are in front of him fighting. And he's going to have the multiversal tag. So he would pair well with like your Sinister Mark and the character that I want next for the criminal faction, which would definitely be freaking Mohawk Mark.
Mm-hmm.
I am
Yes, sir.
so hyped to get these characters going. Oh, okay, Alexander, I see you got Angstrom up here, dude. Heck yeah. And then we got the
He's
Mohawk
got 'em
Mark,
all.
dude. Yes. I would be so hyped to get these characters. Like, I can't even tell you. It's truly insane. Mohawk Mark would, I think he would be an attacker. I think he should be the closest, if not stronger than OG Mark, just base stats, because I don't know if you guys are aware, but Mohawk Mark is really like that. Like, all jokes aside, but he's probably the strongest variant that there was, to be completely honest. So those two, not only would they work well together, they're in the same faction. I think that would take the criminals to a whole new level. It really, really would. And then I'd probably run Cyborg Angstrom with Dinosaurus. Oh my god. 2 tanks? Oh my god. I get so hype about them, dude, because that would just be so insane. As far for the Viltrumites, Alexander, I don't know if you still have those Viltrumites that we went through. I definitely you do. Hell yeah, let's go ahead and put them up there. I really want like Crad or Vidor. Oh my
Oh,
god, dude, you look at Crad. He would be everything Lucan was supposed to be, but he really would try to give the I don't want to call them additional Viltrumites because they're still important. But you know, your Thula, your Lucan, your Nolan, even they need their own team because let's be honest, Thrag, Conquest, Anissa, Krieg, and now Thetis, like, dude, they you can't you just cannot beat that team. Like that is the Viltrumite team.
I think having
So
Crane
I
would be
would
sick as
love
well.
yeah, I really would love to have like Brad and Vidor
Or Chad,
and
sorry.
have them bring some light. You know,
Imagine his wee totem. It's like a piece of toast as well. In the show when
that
he's
would
going
be
on, ah, you
hilarious.
want as a toast.
And so now you got Earth Defender and GTA.
All right, so for the Earth Defenders, Alexander, did we go over the Earth Defenders? I don't think we did. Okay, bet. So I'll just wing this one for the Earth Defenders. I
He's
might
using
only
the
give you
character to say
one.
no.
The characters tell me no. But for Earth Defenders, I would use Elemental from Invincible Versus.
Okay.
She would be interesting because I don't know if you guys are aware, but Invincible Versus is hella fun. But her character is broken, dude.
Is she
She is
Avatar?
essentially, yeah, I was just about to say, she's essentially Avatar Aang, bro. Like,
Yeah.
she, the hardest part with adding her as a character would be low key nerfing because I don't think she would fit into a role. And this is the only reason why she would be exciting. She would be our first, what I consider a flex
Mm-hmm.
role. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's
Where
funny
she's
that you say
not a
that.
tank.
I built
Yeah.
when I made a video on her Elemental, and I
Mhm.
built an entire kit. I could probably pull that up another time, but I built an entire kit for her, and I made her a support, but she was a support that no, I think I made her an attacker, but with support like abilities because she was able to give shielding, healing, debuffs, and deal damage. And she was a combination fighter that she was able to swap between range and melee because she had the ability to use water and fire as melee as range attacks, but then also be able to use her rock fist as her melee attacks. So it was like I get what you're saying that she could be a real flex. I think the only problem they would have with that though is that I'm pretty sure she's owned by um the game company that made her because
Yeah, I was
she
gonna
was
say that might
written
be an
into their
issue
story. Yeah, but I could
because
definitely
that's a
see her
completely
getting
unique
part of it though.
character.
Yeah, she is. But I could definitely see her being written into the story if the show people really wanted to, because of the
Oh, yeah.
fact that, for example, one character we have not touched on, like in the show, really, Bulletproof. They have not told us the story of Bulletproof yet. And
No,
remember,
It's
you might
so
be figuring that
sad.
out pretty soon.
It's
remember
so sad.
Bulletproof went to college or anything like that. She could be someone that he knew from college, and that's how she gets into the Guardians. He could be like, I knew you in college. You didn't have powers back then. And she explains, oh yeah, this happened to me, and I got my powers through this and that. Because remember, she doesn't come like other heroes do. That they come from broken families
Pause.
or really messed up families. She has a family that's very good that supports her. She comes from like a family that's very normal, and she just ends up getting her powers. So she'd be like,
Maybe
I didn't
that's your
have my
power.
power
She
then.
has a normal family.
That's hilarious. She's the only one with a
So I
family.
think I think
Yeah.
that's an awesome pick. That's an awesome pick.
Yeah, dude, I would be super hyped for
I would love
Elemental.
that.
And then obviously too, as you can see, Alexander pulled it up. We got Oliver Grayson, dude. I need teenage Oliver. Teenage Oliver is gonna be dope. I think he's a given. Obviously, let's finally give him an elite character. there is another version of Oliver that I want more than this one, but I can't obviously, I can't get into that. But
because he's not show ready
I,
yet. Uh-huh.
yeah, I
That's a good
definitely
version,
think
though.
that one would be better, especially once we get to that part and we see how he changes as a character. He gives us those moments where we're like, oh, fuck this guy. And then he gives us a moment where we're like, maybe he'll get it together. Maybe he'll have that redemption. And then we're like, oh,
Listen,
so
I'm all
it'll be
for it.
fun.
Oliver is literally one of my most favorite characters in the show. I know everybody hates him after what he did in the
He's
fight,
goated as hell,
but
bro.
I just love. He is so perfect character to me that you see his growth. You see him from a baby. You see him get stronger. You see him mature, even though he still does stupid shit like run directly at Threat and get smacked up.
He's always getting packed up by Conquest, man.
You get to see him mature and everything, and the main thing is that he's comical. He's actually funny. It's not like other characters that they're trying to be funny. Like, no, he's actually like his moments are actually funny. Yeah, that I love that pick. And now you have GDA left.
Honestly, dude, for the GDA faction, the only character I want, we are getting very soon. So I don't really know who to say because this was the character that I originally was ranting and raving for the GDA faction. Not gonna try to sugarcoat it. We all know my boy is coming tomorrow. So really, the GDA to me would maybe benefit from, like I said, that DA Sinclair that could
Oh, yeah.
potentially summon. I really, really just wanted.
So
So
would you make
GDA
DA
faction has
Sinclair
like,
GDA?
yeah, I would.
Okay.
I would, because he works for them.
Yeah. Now.
He's like
Yeah.
he's their little lab rat and stuff. And like I said, I think if anybody should be summoning just flat out reanimate, it should definitely be DA.
Yeah.
But with Brit, coming, like I said, I'm trying to figure out the faction because as much as I know I'm about to invest in this team, dude, they got like 3 tanks already, and then what we got Donald, he's an attacker. We got Bulletproof, who's solid, but he's not quite the attacker I wanted.
He takes a lot of
And then
investment.
what's the other option? You got freaking
Life
Life
Pod
Pod.
Robot, mate. He's
Come
shot.
on, like come on, dude. Like so, I really need somebody who might actually shake up that meta. Maybe kind of actually do damage. I don't want to be rude to the GDA, but they suck. You know what I mean? So that's
Business
all I
baby
can
and
really think
swamp
of.
man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude, maybe because like who else? Like, and then it would be so fun to me.
For
I
my
think bringing it back to your DA Sinclair as well, I think that's a great idea because in the little image that Alex had up before, I thought just then of an even better improvement. If you guys know who Professor Pig is from Batman, this
Ooh,
crazed kind of guy, right? He's all
hmm
suited and booted up. Instead of giving the Donny a gun, I think we hand this man some cleavers, some kind of like medical
yeah, some
equipment. So
syringes or something.
yeah, that would be pretty good. Just like an average guy in Glasgow under a bridge.
Yeah,
Um, but he could easily be more of an attacker, I would say, than support. He would have some summon ability, but I think him being like a melee, going around knifing everyone up like an average day in London, it would be sick.
so like applying like bleeds,
like an average day in
poisons,
London.
Yeah,
applying a ton of debuffs type of thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of debuffs.
because he shouldn't be a damage
That
dealer,
was the
dude.
one thing
Like
that I
not at
said with
all.
Alexander's idea, where he was saying that he'll be the opposite of Cecil, and basically instead of summoning Reaniman when your ally dies, summoning Reaniman when your enemy dies, taking their carcass and turning them into your ally.
That's a great idea, but I think it should only be like towards Invincible characters, considering like that's what he did in the show.
Mm-hmm. That would be dope. I definitely would say I can see them adding Sinclair at the same time they add some damn blue heroes being maybe the Invincimarks. Because I would say if Reanimen are green, then the Invincimarks could be blue, and then those would be who St. Clair summons. I could see that working.
Also, I have a feeling they would make the Ragnar's blue as well. I feel like they would make them fodder, even though they have like some crazy,
Nah,
feats of going toe to toe with
if they
Viltrumite.
make the Ragnar's blue, I'm going up there and I'm throwing hands with whoever made that decision.
All my money. But I feel like I took a lot of time, Rabbit. I'm so sorry, dude. Please.
You're all good, bro.
And then the last question was game mode you would want to see. A game mode, a feature, anything like that.
If you had a mode where it takes the concept of this, but whoever you throw into the op, you can only put in one character.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you a duplicate of that character to fight against. So if I put in Invincible, it gives me an Invincible to fight against. Like fucking maxed out. 200 stars. What?
Like a mirror
That would be
match.
pretty sick.
As you're fighting this character, the character you throw into the op is actually leveling up. Because XP in this game is so crazy. I need a mode that I can put like a hyperbolic time chamber for my Dragon Ball Z fans.
I get what you're saying. So, like you said, for Dragon Ball Z fans, for anybody that played the Digimon game, the train simulator, that you were able to go in the simulation and you were able to just put your people in there and they would battle and they would train themselves and they would come out work. Okay, I like that. So it could be like a real boot camp, like a real boot camp.
Yes,
that you
like
put
an
your guy
actual
in.
boot camp event. It only drops maybe like once a month because we're getting characters kind of sporadically right now. We're not in a season, so it'll coincide with the character dropping. You put them in the op, and it could even be 24 hours.
That would
but
be sick.
That dude is going to grind himself up. Now, it might not be a bunch of levels, but it's got to be something.
That does sound quite similar to in Elden Ring. There's like a mimic tier where it replicates and it copies all the things that you have, all your skills, all your level, all your armor. I think that's pretty clever, like a 24-hour kind of little op. You put in Invincible, and then you said he's maxed out, and you got to go against him. I think that'd be pretty sick.
So I'm assuming that something like that.
Yes, dude, like that meme. I keep hearing it where it's like, for the final test, you have yourself or whatever the fucking shit is.
Congratulations, you're moving to the next level. Your next opponent is you.
That would be so hard, bro. That'd be
as the final boss, it's yourself.
Yeah, final boss, it's you.
Yeah, so
that would be tough.
That would be dope. That would be insane. That would be my only worry, is that some high players could definitely abuse it. But if
I was gonna say, I think. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna add in. I think that's actually a very good idea, and actually, it makes more sense for it to be a system focused on players who actually have extremely built-up teams, and at the point where leveling up is taking almost like trillions. It will feel like of XP. Because like at low levels, 1 to 500 or 500 to 1,000, the XP you require, it isn't relatively that much compared to going from 2,000 to 2,100. So I think that could be like it could be a good solution for high level players like Edward Kratos to go.
I cannot stand this kid, bro.
That's my next boss fight, bro.
I can't with him. But yeah, that was my.
That is the ultimate boss.
That was.
Wrap it up answering questions.
Rapid. Question 1 goes to you.
Yes, sir.
Question 1 goes to you. Question 1 will be the same thing. What would be a character you would like to see reworked, changed, edited in whatever way you think to make them better for the game?
Okay, so this is a hero that I don't tend to see, being used at high levels or whatnot. But I think the level of respect shown to, Spider-Man, Agent Spider, is just disrespectful. It's not enough. It's quite embarrassing, to be honest. This guy is insane, right? We know all the feats he's got. He can go head to head with absolutely anyone he wants, and all he is really is a temporary stun man for the first few seconds, and then he's a glass cannon, and then he just kicks the bucket and dies, right?
Yep.
I think we need a full-on revamp. I wrote a couple of things down for how I think he should function way better, and I think it would make him like a proper valuable asset for your team. So right off the bat, when he has his ult ability and he pops it, instead of, I think he goes to the player. I could be wrong, but if it isn't, I would rework it so that
he pulls the player to him.
Okay, solid. So, in addition to that, when he brings someone over, as soon as anyone on the team is stunned and there are characters surrounding them, they're somewhat nearby, I think that those players should also have some webs attached to them, and that either slows their cooldown, maybe X%, like 10% for 1 second or 2 seconds, or it merely slows down their movements, where you kind of have like a temporary. It's like a big buff in terms of you're getting more hits in per second compared to then.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that would really make him, considering he's an attacker, it would make him so much more powerful and so much more viable. Go on.
I like that a lot because of the fact that he's one of the highest attack speed characters in the game when it comes to his actual punch combos. He punches kind of the fastest out of a lot of people in the game.
Yeah.
So with that slowing effect being a thing, and I also love the idea of a slowing effect. I think we need to add more effects like that instead of all the bleeds and all that stuff, all the bleeds and burns.
Yeah, but there's a lot of bleeds and burns in the game now.
I definitely think I would like that aspect of it because it makes it that he's using his ability of webbing to the advantage of stunning and slowing down a character, which is like what the character is supposed to be based off of, like Spider-Man. That's what Spider-Man would do. So yeah, it makes sense.
And I also think that you can maybe call the skill like a web rush or something like that. I don't even know what the names for the skills on him are right now, but
I could see.
with something like a web bomb, as soon as it goes onto the enemy, just like in Nissa, where if you blast through someone, it like recharges her skill fully. In this one, if an enemy dies from your web blast, maybe he would, as he's in the motion of jumping towards that enemy with the web bomb, like Shrink Away, where she like goes small and jumps around. Maybe you could jump to another nearby enemy, and 75% or maybe 50% of the previous effects which were going to be applied to the next enemy. I still feel like he needs just a bit more respect, to be honest, and a reskin. I want to see Spider-Man instead of this, black and yellow Wiz Khalifa wannabe. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, I will say I have not seen Agent Spider. I understand that. I have not seen Agent Spider since early game where Universal was dominating so much. And this is before GDA cloaking device was like really the known thing to put on her. People were using Agent Spider and Doc Seismic to absolutely nuke your universes and your Anissas. And that was because he would pull them in and then uppercut them, dealing like a good chunk of their damage, of their health. And then Doc Seismic would do his teleport, his getting away ability,
Little earthquake,
which would hurt them even more, basically instant killing universes and Anissas. But ever since they I forgot what it was, they changed, I think, one of Agent Spider's skills, and they also buffed Universe and Anissa. And ever since they did that, Agent Spider, like you said, has been just basically non-existent. Like you don't even see him.
Yeah. We don't want this man to be fodder. Come on.
Yeah. No, I hear that. And then the second question would be a quality of life thing that you would like to see come to the game. So once again, claim all button, all that type of stuff.
Well, funnily enough, I actually did have a lot of the things that you guys have already said written down. This is like those speeches back in like high school. You're preparing something, and like the three guys before you've just said the exact same shit. So, in this case, I would just vouch for the claim all button. A little bit more so on that. That would be good. Another point which I feel like it's widely applicable would be further optimization in terms of how the games are running on devices. They already have the graphics feature, and that's very good. But I feel like with each update, the game's getting a wee bit bulkier, and it's running a wee bit slower. For example, I've got like quite a few phones, and I just smashed my main one, so I'm on an iPhone 10 right now, and the game is crashing quite frequently. It's bugging out. So I feel like that needs to have a little bit more, like, depth to it.
Some server love.
Yeah.
Well said, for sure.
And then you also mentioned like the filter system when you're ranking up heroes and whatnot, and I literally wrote that too.
Mm-hmm.
But I said, of course, you don't want to use your duplicate as an example. I think they should have, with the advanced filtering, like maybe blocked characters, or maybe just a little bit more in depth in terms of what you actually want to be used for rank up. Like, for context, we have like favorite heroes, so you can't really accidentally discard those ones. I think they already have that in mind. They should apply that similarly into the filter, and I don't know why they haven't in the first place, to be honest.
Yeah, like I said, I definitely don't understand why the filter doesn't carry over to the rank ups, which is why I
Hmm.
said I think it should be reworked to carry over. Because
Yeah.
like I said earlier, like it shouldn't make it that if I'm leveling up conquest, for example, it's going like let's say I didn't have the Rust Livingstones that it's trying to use. It would use my conquests to level up my conquests, and that doesn't make sense. Because
Yeah.
that nullifies and lowers the amount of actual copies that I can get leveled up. That's why I
And
said it would make it more sense.
it would be. And the last two things that I've got written down, I think everyone's gonna love this. Genuinely, free-to-play players, new players, Edward Kratos. I think that we need to have replayability for the campaign and the case files, and that either will be with like a fifth of the rewards, or maybe they knock out the gems in case people want to keep farming that, and they just give you
Beautiful.
the XP back.
Beautiful.
And additionally, the achievements that we have in game, there are quite a lot, and I do remember. I think this was like a year ago when Blue Mark came out. They put out a bunch of new
A bunch of new
achievements,
ones. Yep. Mm-hmm.
and it was like en masse. We were just clicking yeah, 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 getting it all, and that was lovely. That's like a dopamine gambling addiction. It's perfect for getting all that. I think
Yeah.
what they need to do is add more challenges for those who have somewhat of a high level on their account, because the main thing that I'm getting right now is just collect X amount of From Worlds Beyond characters, or
Hmm.
use the shop X amount of times. I think they
Yeah,
need
for
to
the
add a
gold
little bit.
dossiers. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like that would be probably the easiest thing that we've even said today in this video. Just adding some
Add
more
more. Yep.
achievements and replayability. Because like once you've completed the campaign, and maybe you're a fan of PvP or not,
Hmm.
um, then what do you have to play? Like the game, you've got your alliance. That's a fair point. But then what if you've got all the outposts? You still need to have something. They need to maintain
Exactly,
engagement.
dude.
Can I
I
just
love
show
that idea.
off
I
of your
really
idea
love
right
that
there? I just
idea.
want to show you one thing real fast. I'm gonna show you
Let's
this
see this bad
That's
boy.
so
real
funny,
quick.
Rapid. I actually have had people come in stream and be like, "Hey, I'm a newer player. Like, I'm stuck at chapter one, season whatever," and I'm like,
Yeah,
"Dude, I don't know. I don't even remember who you're fighting against. Like, it would
exactly.
be so cool to pull that up and to be
Yeah,
like, damn, I remember
exactly.
I struggled against this team, and now I'm just clearing it.
You see
Yeah,
this? You see this?
yeah. I'm seeing all that.
This
So complete.
I fully agree with this
Sheesh.
take that this man has right
Sheesh.
now. I fully agree because
You
when
got an
I tell
addiction,
you,
bro.
when I tell you, there's like nothing. And the only stuff I have to get done is like you said, the summoning, the logging ins. As you can see there,
Hmm.
my login days, so you can know my age of the game, and then like the GTA ops of boosting the GTA. That's literally the only stuff I have left. So I fully agree. We definitely need some more challenges. I fully
I
agree with that take.
need it,
I need it.
bro.
SpongeBob reference, yes.
Aye.
And then, okay, so your third question, and this is once again fan theory, guys. This would be your artifact. What artifact from the show or totem would you want to see come to either a character or for everybody as an artifact?
So, going into some potential spoiler territory here, um, I think something which would be pretty fun. Like you guys mentioned earlier, we don't really have any proper counters in terms of artifacts for Viltrumites. Like, really. We've got, debuffs for humans with Damien Darkblood and, of course, Anissa. Um, I think what we should introduce would be from the scene where you have all the marks stranded on that nice, Nevada-esque planet. I think you should have maybe like a cannibalized autumn, like part of one of the mark's autumns, and that would be the Viltrumite debuff in that sense. You put that on, it knocks down maybe 12% of their defense, and you can maybe put Yo-Yo Mark maybe use Yo-Yo Mark's arm, if you can picture that kind of cut up. Not to be too gruesome. This isn't some like a live gore bites.
You sick
But-
bastard.
but I think that would be pretty good. And I was also thinking briefly like the crown of Immortal from
Ooh,
season 3, I think. Yeah. I'm not
yes.
sure what that would hold, but maybe that would just increase. Maybe give you like another immunity shield or something to do with health. I think
That would be super sick if it gave you. Is that like a totem idea or like an artifact idea? Because I'm
it could
interested.
be either or. I think if it's a totem idea, it would be
Yeah.
good. It would make more
So like
sense as
King
a totem
Immortal, like
idea.
if they added him, I guess. But
Yeah, and they probably will, to be honest.
probably. If it was an artifact, though, imagine if it's an artifact that gives you the ability to summon in like robots. Because didn't he have like his own army?
Army of robots, yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yo,
Was it
I'm kind of
robots?
tired of summoning characters, but they're just so freaking interesting, dude. Like
I
they
would
just
say if you made it as an artifact, it could be another cans lock in a way, but
Yes.
would a
I can
confusion
see that.
effect applied?
Oh
Because
yeah.
it would
Oh man,
you can tie it into the fact that it's a mortal's ability, but then
yeah.
also
Mhm.
tie it into the fact that remember he was insane when wearing that crown. He lost his sanity.
Facts.
So
I
that
like it.
would cause the person when he's
I
wearing
like it.
he
was
gets the
tweaking.
immortal fake and then basically causes the people that made him go like have to use the immortal ability.
Yes.
The person that delivered the final blow to trigger it goes insane for 4 seconds, 5 seconds, and they are attacking their own allies and all that stuff.
I love it, dude. Immortal's crown, passive name, heavy is the crown.
Heavy,
That
yeah,
shit would be
something like
crazy.
that. Yep.
Oh.
That shit would be crazy.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
You in a
I wasn't
studio,
feeling it
huh?
at first because he already has confusion in his kit. I was like, damn, dude, I don't need him freaking confusing more people. But that would
I
be
definitely
cool
think that
thinking
would
of
have been
putting it
better than the
on other
artifact
people.
the totem they gave him. If they were
Facts.
going to do
Yeah,
it as a totem,
the Abraham Lincoln hat.
yeah, if
Yeah,
they
I
were
know.
going to do it as a totem, it would have definitely been better than the totem he has with the Lincoln hat.
Yeah. He
Retrospect,
kind of needs some love anyway.
we
but
got what? We got to see him as the Lincoln thing for like 2 seconds versus
yeah, they kind of
versus the moment of us seeing him as this king of Earth, and we're like, we saw that for like a whole episode. We saw him be
And there's
Lincoln
more.
for 4 seconds, like.
And there's more. So he
So, yeah,
definitely needs
I
some
definitely
love.
I love that idea.
Yeah, that's awesome, Rapid. Good job.
Then
Lovely.
your fourth question would be 1 or 2 characters from every faction that you would like to see come to the game.
So if we're gonna start with the GDA, I think in an ideal world, right? We got to see it briefly in the Invincible War. I think Wolfman needs to come to this game. He is such an intriguing character. He looks so sick. And I think he could instead take all of the abilities of Battle Beast and be pretty good, and then they continue with those buffs for Battle Beast. You mentioned it earlier. He seems to get something every single update. It's because they cooked him from the start. He should have been top 5 in the game, and instead he's a glass cannon and
Yeah.
gets shot on all the time.
He should have been closer to Dino. He should have been closer to Dino.
Of course.
That's literally what he should have been more closer to in the
For
sense
what's to
of
come
durability
too,
and stuff.
he
Yeah.
really should have been top 3.
And it
Mhm.
sucks for me because I feel like his
Dude.
totem is actually good. His totem is actually good in my opinion.
Yeah,
It's
it
just that
is.
he's so weak. The
It's
totem
him.
can't help him that much.
He's the problem.
For real.
They just need to do another. They need to almost delete the version that we have and just give us a new one. Don't give me a V2 of him because I already know it's going to be better. But they just need to almost like, whoopsie, let's update the way he looks. Let's update,
Like they
change
did with
everything.
Duplicate. Like they did with Duplicate.
Yes, like they did with
Yeah, the whole
Duplicate.
rebrand.
Change him to his comic accurate look. Keep the helmet as the totem, but he needs to be looking like how he does. I don't even want to get into it, but he needs to be wearing the armor. You know what I'm saying? Where he has that big fight, he should be wearing that shit, and he should be strong.
I definitely think
Mhm.
we'll get a V2 of him when
I do
when we
too,
get to
bro.
that-
But
when we get to
it
that
doesn't
point.
make me hopeful because I know he's gonna be good. And the only way that they'll make it like better is if they make him a defender. But who knows?
But then with something like that in mind, if we, move on to the From Worlds Beyond characters, I don't think I've seen any discussion about this, to be honest. I think, like how we have the dual characters with the Maulers, they're twins, they work well. You got Tether Tyrant and Magmaniac, they got their own case file. I think for my two characters from Worlds Beyond would be Omni-Man's parents, because we saw them absolutely going toe to toe, packing up Omni-Man. He's got a sick beard. First of all, that would be my first piece of intriguing details about Omni-Man's dad. And his mum, she's got no chill. She was straight up beating
She
the
beat the
living daylights out of
brakes
this
off
man.
him.
I swear to God.
I already
That's
know.
an awesome
I already
pick.
know her totem too. The rock that went in her eye.
Oh, that's sick.
Got it.
That would be disgustingly good.
That would be so. Dude, she is what Thula should have been.
Oh,
Yes,
100%.
yes.
My
I think
God.
she's more aggressive than Thula. I do.
Absolutely. Something is wrong with that bitch.
And then she definitely told her husband, she said, "I'm disappointed in both of you." Like,
I don't want to see either of you. I said, oh my God.
Yo, I like that. Okay.
Yeah, and then if we move over to Criminal, I think it would be really good if we see that chunky Sumo Donnie, who's the bodyguard for Mr. Liu,
Oh my goodness.
just as a standard defender. Not that they need any more in the Criminal, but he is. I think he would be pretty sick. I'm not sure what skills he would have, but just a brute force attacker. At the end of the day, maybe with a summon ability for like a lower tier criminal, or maybe someone from the Order. I think that would be pretty good. And to finish it off for Earth's defenders, I was thinking of maybe Brit, but someone I think who's a little bit needs to see some love. Again, from the Invincible War is British Knight. He was outside Buckingham Palace putting up some numbers. You see him in like the first couple episodes. He's in the training room, but mate, British Knight, he looks pretty sick.
Oh my God! Are you talking about the
So-
guy that the Mark was like, "I wouldn't even keep you as a slave in my empire"?
Pathetic! I wouldn't even keep you as a slave in my empire!
Yeah, him.
That would be hilarious. Oh my God, that would be funny.
It would be good.
Oh my God, that would actually be hilarious. That would be funny. I would not mind. I feel like he would look so derpy, but it would
He
be
would,
like
man.
hilariously derpy.
He's like a robotic looking Hulk with that little green skirt he's got on.
I love that. You know who he actually reminds me of? He reminds me of Adventure Time. He reminds me of like the Adventure Time episode where Finn wore armor. Like that. That's literally.
Oh
what he reminds me
yeah,
of. All right, and
yeah. Actually, it kind of does.
number 4 would be. Number 5 question would be, your idea for your own event or game mode. So it doesn't have to be a game mode. It could be like an event idea.
Yeah.
So like a artifact shop or something like that.
Okay. I think we've covered some pretty good ideas so far. But if we were to take some inspiration from another good game, Clash Royale, and their whole kind of alliance or clan element, I feel like I'm not entirely sure, so I'm going to spit off the dome here. But the alliance warfare that we have currently, that's very good. It's fun, but I feel like something additional is missing here. Something which could also be like a chaos game mode, which is happening in Clash right now, where maybe it's like alliance warfare, but the stakes are higher and there's some random element on it. Maybe you fight with a team and it's like the restrictions they're working with in the restricted arena. Maybe you can only have a X level or certain skills are blocked. Maybe something funky working around that. Just for additional battles, it's so you can work with your alliance a bit more. Because aside from the warfare, there was no real point in terms of using each other's heroes and whatnot in a game. But of course now with the alliance there is, and I think they can keep adding on to that with better ideas and whatnot because they've started it off and it's pretty good.
I like that. But I'm more than glad to finally get and do this with Rapid. Never got to do a video Rapid this first time.
I appreciate it, man. It's been a lot of fun on here.
Appreciate it. Obviously, you guys know me and my boy Bane have done a few videos, streamed together, and then this
Out to you,
guy,
Alexander.
this guy over here,
This little pervert lingering in the back.
this lame dude over here, who happens to just be my
Just gooning in the
moderator.
corner.
Yeah.
This little creeping Cosby.
But yes, shout outs to Alexander again for the images he do make for us. Oh, I want to kill this kid. But yes, big shout outs to all that. Thank you guys once again for real for coming and doing this. I really appreciate it. Anybody that watched and enjoyed this entire thing,
Legends.
you guys are legends. Put a blue heart, put a black and blue heart if for Lucy Mark if you stood all the way, and that's how I'm gonna know the real people that stood and watched this whole thing. But I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for all the love and support you give all of us. Definitely check out Bane and Rapid. If you don't want to check out Alexander, I fully understand. No, let me stop. check out Alexander too. They're all some other great content creators. They all make good content. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Anything you guys want to say something before we finish out here?
Yeah, I appreciate you having us on. It's pretty good getting to collab with some others, getting our voice out there. And I think these are what the community want, We've got a pretty wide variety here, all different voices, you and Bane, goats. It's been a lot of fun.
Appreciate it. You got anything to say, Bane? Or the kids running with your mic?
Yeah, you already know my kids are going crazy, but I just wanted to say, dude, thanks for having me. This was super dope. Very excited to finally be doing something with some other creators. I think we should try and do this again in the future. It definitely is what the community has been asking for. So super hyped for that. But that's all I got, dude.
Alexander, you want to turn on your mic?
Right?
All right. But I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out, y'all.